And I just personally come from an era where a man was a man and a woman was a woman, and it wasn't but two genders, and that's just how I rocked.
Me
now,
too.
You could identify as a goldfish if you feel it.
Right.
I don't care. That ain't my business. It becomes my business when you try to make me play the game with you. I'm not finna call you a goldfish, but you want to be a goldfish, you go be a goldfish. It's all
Amen.
I feel like parents have almost forgotten what the role of a parent is.
Amen.
It's like, okay,
Lost control.
If your little boy comes to you and says, Daddy, I want to be a girl, and you just let him rock with that, you just let
Right.
He's 5.
Right. And where did he get that from?
If you let this 5-year-old boy decide to eat candy all day, he's going to do that.
Exactly.
Like, when did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let a 6-year-old, let a 12-year-old make a life-changing decision for themselves? When did that happen? Right. Like, I don't understand that.
You know, one of my favorite things about this world is baddies, new or old, can get men to put their foot in their mouth and look stupid. I've also come to realize anything that comes off on DJ Velez's platform will allow black men to look as stupid as they can.
Yeah, I mean, stay away from it. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to parenting, NeYo is absolutely right. But the mistake is always made is, you know, if you're engaging in a controversial topic, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you don't agree with whatever's, you know, popular at the time, right? One point in time in this country, slavery was popular, right? Talking against slavery was actually unpopular.
Absolutely. Right?
So it doesn't matter. So when you sit and you try to say, okay, what's right and what's wrong, that's the conversation not to have, right? Mm-hmm. NeYo needs to have a conversation about parenting, and he made it about, you know, gender identity and gender politics. And that is the mistake, and that's the mistake that, honestly, to your point, right? They get in front of baddies, and then they just they get pulled into the wrong conversation, right? Like I would never go on Vlad because there's nothing I would ever want to share that I want to share on Vlad.
Absolutely.
Right? So, but if I was to go on there, it's a good chance that Vlad is astute enough to make you reveal something, or, you know, have a moment where you can be like, well, what about this that happened in such and such time, right?
Absolutely.
And now you either got to look stupid or you got to try to explain it. And it's a reason why they tell you, like, hey, you get arrested, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
All right? just don't say anything, right?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the moment you ask him, am I detained? And he's like, yeah, you're detained.
Shut up.
Shut up. It ain't nothing else to talk about. You're going to jail regardless. You're not talking your way out of these cuffs. And we got to understand it's the same way in life, right? Like, you know, if you are in front of a baddie, you need to ask her, like, yo, am I detained?
Look, Gloria Velez. Also, Gloria Velez, stop doing podcasts. Stop doing interviews. Because that shit was hard to listen to. I can always tell when the celebrities go sit with the baddie if they publicist is there.
Because she didn't pick a position either, right? So basically she wanted him wanted him to stick his foot in his mouth.
And
and then, you know, and she's like, well, I'm gonna get all my plays and all my views off of you, which is kind of what baddies do, right? They don't ever, right? They don't create anything, right? They don't, you know, create industry or
more
business
baddies.
or entity.
Only person that create more baddies is EJ. I don't know what
who's EJ?
Magic Johnson's son.
Oh goodness.
EJ keep a bad bitch with him at all times. Sorry, that's first cuss word. 2 minutes. But yeah, they don't create nothing.
Yeah.
But they go in flocks, and they, you know, the funny part is, sometimes I agree with the people. I just don't like when they put it in our comments that, yo, they should have never gave y'all niggas microphones. Right? Some people do not.
They love posting it in our comments.
Yeah, but some people don't deserve microphones. Gloria Velez is one of those people.
Oh man,
right?
let them talk.
No, she didn't do no talking, bro.
What did Jerry Seinfeld say on Wale's album? People love to talk.
They do.
Let them talk.
Let them talk. That was a great. Look at you knowing good music. I've made it official. I will not be talking music with Micah. Excuse me, Mike.
Please clip that. It's not gonna stop until I get doxxed. It's just not gonna fucking stop.
Sorry.
I'll be living at your house.
Absolutely. We got 2 extra bedrooms, but you got to go in there with Ro when he wake up. And what was I saying? Damn. Oh, I'm not talking music with Mike, and I'm not talking sports with Baraka. It is officially done. Shout out to Baraka. Shout out to everybody.
You know what? That's a good segue. Yeah. Good shout out to, you know, all our good folks that listen that we saw out last week.
Yes. Cocktails and
Conversation. That is an excellent event.
That was fun.
That No Grease Premium puts on
Absolutely.
like once a quarter. If y'all not coming, y'all are definitely missing out. Big business in the room, man.
Absolutely.
Very, very impressive crowd, great audience. They had the comedian. Y'all see now I'm gonna seem like I'm a hater.
It's slipping my mind, but
I'm not a hater.
It was great to be there.
Got a bad memory.
It was great to be there. It was great to meet everybody. It was great to hear y'all ideas. Ladies, we are trying to work out the kinks for the speed dating event. Y'all really want...
They definitely want a dating event. It's because we have high quality men that follow the pod, man. Like, they smart. I mean, I gotta give it to them. They are definitely smart. They like, I want those guys.
Yeah, the joke is when they go behind our backs and go talk to Ed and Sheena is like, no. We want this. And shout out to Mimi, our most loyal listener, saying, hey, I want them to host it, but they not moving fast enough for me. So I got to tell y'all. So hopefully that happens.
Indy Remy was a comedian name.
Yeah.
She was great.
She was hilarious.
So go follow her on Instagram.
A couple of y'all was uneasy.
Yeah, a couple of y'all. She probably got in a fight with the one, not like a physical fight, but they were going back with each other.
I went to the bathroom.
They were about to get into it. We definitely had to change the topic.
Absolutely, and I went to the bathroom. Speaking of, what was your thoughts about it? So for those who do not know, because you was too lame to be there, we had a conversation. It was Cocktails and Conversations. It was a Kevin Samuels edition. Shout out to Alpha Male Nail Care as well.
They threw a couple of our clips in there as well. Made us stand on our own.
Yeah. How did you feel about standing on your word?
Oh, I loved it, bro. I loved it because we don't say anything that's wrong.
Oh.
So, yeah, like I enjoyed it. The biggest thing that stood out, honestly, was two parts stood out. When we talked about the average income of men, right? Would women date men with average income?
Absolutely.
And none of the women was paying attention to the question.
None.
Y'all was actually quite rude. Like,
absolutely. I heard
they were talking. They were on their phone. They had no interest in having the conversation of, can you date a regular guy?
Absolutely.
So like that was the biggest thing that stood out to me. And the second thing that stood out to me was what was the one question? But the only two women that answered it were the two women that was married for over 10 years. We had our mans over there with his wife. They had 6 kids together. Yeah. And we had our other brother over there with his wife.
Yeah.
One had been married like 17 years. The other had been married 13 years.
13.
I forget what the question was, but
shout out to Cap.
They're the only two women that agreed to like whatever that question was.
I think it was more or less like the role of women. It has something to do with that because we did have that conversation of what is a woman's role and why aren't they fulfilling those roles and, the men around that. So that was super interesting. For me, a couple of things. There was a young sister in there who brung up the topic of, I have a friend who doesn't believe in dating a guy unless she can get a passport stamp.
Yeah, and that was crazy.
That was crazy. What was crazier was the people to my left, men and women, because it was like 4 people over there, all said, oh, that's light prostitution.
Escort light.
And I said, and one dude was begging. He said, bro, please bring it up. Allow your boy to go in. And I said, I will ask Mike, but I don't know if he really wants to do that to y'all today. And then also, Mike touched on it. There was a conversation of the average black male makes $37,000. And so it was posed to the room of, hey, if you have a good guy, he makes $37,000. Would you be comfortable dating him? The room was so weird. It was the air was so tough that Sheena grabs the remote and tries to change it. And I go, no.
Yeah, no.
We're gonna fucking stay.
Yeah,
here
we're gonna struggle through this.
And I brung it back. I said, we have some ladies in the back talking. We have some ladies over here on their phone. We had some ladies looking at each other, and we had 2 ladies to the right who were actually looking at us. Everybody else.
And here's the thing: there was nobody in the building that made $37,000.
Absolutely,
a year, right?
Nobody.
There's nobody in there that made that amount of money. The fact that the question remained unanswered, because we're being honest, nobody really answered the question. But we did also ask, like, men, would you date a woman that makes $37,000? Of course, all the men like, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah,
right, because there's no tangible benefit to a woman making money. Like there just isn't. Like we keep trying to pretend that, gosh, if a woman makes $120,000 a year, it makes my life easier. It doesn't.
Nah.
It doesn't because it does not produce anything in my home. Now, if we had, gosh, see, we going down a whole different road, right? Like, if a woman wants to be like, okay, I want to be taken care of, I want the princess treatment, I want to be a housewife, right? And a man makes $65,000 a year, you could probably get that, but you're probably going to be living in a rural county.
Yeah.
He's probably going to have to buy a piece of land, as the old folks say, and throw a house up on it, right? And he could probably get all that done for somewhere in the neighborhood of $150,000 to $200,000, right? Building a house in the country, it's going to be a really, really nice house.
Absolutely.
But you're not going to be in Charlotte, right?
Nah.
But you get that life, though. You get to be there for your kids every day. You get to raise your kids. It'll be a safer community. Kids can go outside, run around. Got to worry about them running into the street. It'll be everything you want, right? No one wants that life anymore.
Nah.
So if you want to stay in a community in a high net worth zip code, yeah, the houses in that community, cheap houses in Charlotte right now, cheap houses are $350,000, right?
It's disgusting.
So it's like, yo, if you want the nice house, right, the $500,000 house, yo, I got to make 95, you got to make 95.
Yeah.
And we got to have 20% down.
Absolutely.
Right? That's the only way that it worked. But everyone is saying, I don't want to do that,
I don't
right?
want that.
Because at some point, she's like, yo, if I have kids, right, I don't want to work. Or if I do this, I don't want to do that. And it's like, yo, the majority of men is not going to make it to this place where they're making $175,000, $200,000 a year. It just doesn't happen.
And so there is men that make that amount, and they're everyday men. You don't know it because they act a special way.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother them. They don't want hands in their pockets, right?
Exactly.
And then also, my favorite line is, them dudes get snatched up real quick.
They do. They have a wife.
Yeah.
And like that wife is not letting them go. But I mean, we still like that's not the majority of men.
Absolutely.
It's
Clearly.
not.
The
It's
average
like,
is 37
yeah,
for a reason.
exactly. Like only 7% of people make over $100,000 a year.
And so the joke for me was, when I'm looking at that, I was really bothered by that. You know, me and you talked about it in the parking lot. I went home. I told my wife. I talked to Sierra yesterday. Me and her had the conversation. I was like, yo, it's weird that the only feedback we got was, oh, all the women in this room have dealt with a man that has made under 37. And my response to that was, cool. Well, men do that all the time, right?
But, dude, when they answer that, are they saying that they were 35 and dated a 35-year-old guy that made $37,000?
I'm not even gonna play them.
Or they talking about when they were 24?
Absolutely.
And they dated a 25-year-old guy. Like, that doesn't count,
bro. I know, and I wasn't even gonna play the game, but I bypassed all that, because let's say everybody was 35 and you was dating a dude who's 35. Cool. I'm gonna give you all that. You done that 1 or 2 times. Men go into relationships not saying, yo, I hope she makes X amount of money so I can get there. And then they
make more money and still don't pay for drinks.
Facts. That's why they got all the money. But it got me to this whole thing of like, yo, what does the protection of black men look like? Like, when do we care? You know, we had men in there saying, hey, I am a single dad. I raise daughters. You know, you have dudes who was like, yo, we been together since we were kids. Yeah. Like that couple in there who had been together since they were kids, bruh, and they still together. And they were like, we got 6 kids. I work. I do this, you know.
But they also talked about having to get there, because there was a period where they were like, yo, they didn't have it.
Yeah.
You know absolutely. What I'm saying? But because he had a woman that held him down, he was able to create that environment that now she gets to thrive in. She looked like she was thriving.
The conversation between the 2 married women was, could they date a man making that money? They said yes, because one, Cap's wife, she said, oh, well, I'll be growing our food.
Oh, yeah. She was like, she'll be growing.
But they were older women. That's the other thing that just blew my mind. Like, they was older than married. Like,
but dude, here's the thing though. We said that they were older. The majority of women in there was around their age too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like no, it is a bad environment right now, and I can't really blame dudes living in this environment saying, you know what, I think I'm gonna back off a little bit.
You said something at the end that I thought was so interesting. You said black men have to start demanding more.
Got to start demanding more
out of our women.
Yep.
Because they are demanding it out of us, and nobody says anything.
Yep.
And I agreed, but it really hit me because I'm like, damn, yo, you really get to say, hey, nah, I don't want to date you unless you do this. And then you got to be cool with it, because women would stand in that shit. They would say, nope, you got to make this much. You got to have this type of education. You can't have this. You got to live here. You need to be driving here. And it's just like, cool. And they'll waste their prime trying to get that man.
Yeah,
cool.
Exactly.
And dudes got to stand on it too.
Dudes have to stand on it. And not only that, though, I mean, I'm here to tell you, as a man that had checked every box off, they still try to play you. They still try to run shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so it's like, yo, it is a toxic environment right now. And that's why, I get the red pill guys and they're like, yeah, fuck our relationships, right? And that's like, yo, I know how you get there, but no. Yeah. You can't be like, the hell with our relationship. Like, bro, like, who are you going to be with? Right?
Absolutely.
You cannot be by yourself. Like, that doesn't work. But you also have the other guys that are high earners, but they low confidence. Because that's why dudes simp. It's because they have money and they have low confidence. And that's why women love simps, right? That was another conversation, from the night where we was like, hey, when we use the word simp, this is men talking to men.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody that allowed me to get the definition of what a simp is. Ladies, y'all can stop using the term.
Yeah,
it wasn't y'all's.
It wasn't y'all's term. It was never meant for. That conversation never was meant for the ladies to come in and say, "We don't like you saying this." When black men were calling, well, not just black men. When hip hop had men calling women bitches and hoes, and women were like, "Yo, we don't like you saying that and using that." That's valid. All right. When men are calling men simps, no, you can't come in and say,
absolutely.
Y'all misusing the word. You have no idea how that term is used. And the same way that women are allowed to call each other bitches is the same way that men are allowed to call other men simps.
My favorite.
Stay out of conversation.
Absolutely. And then my favorite part of it is, I don't understand how we got to the point where the beneficiaries of the word simp get to change the definition. But fellas, we lost it, but we're getting it back.
We are getting it back. And I get it. I get, like, why wouldn't you want a low confidence man with a lot of money, right? Look, a low confidence man with a lot of money is just like a very pretty girl with low self-esteem. It's the same thing.
She used to be fat, that's why. Yo, Jamie Foxx and Jennifer Aniston.
Hey man, okay, look, I have a problem. I have a problem with Jamie Foxx apologizing. Now, what I'm not gonna do is talk about those who would not be spoken about on this pod.
Facts.
But what I will say is that all my life, we've heard the term, if they can kill Jesus, they can kill you too. Right?
Yeah, what you think they'll do to you?
What do you think they'll do to you? Now, that term in black households has always meant the world, because you grew up in the church, and if you're in the church, you're saved. Everybody outside of the church is unsaved.
Yeah.
That's the world.
Heathens.
Yeah, the heathens, right? I do not like how they turned that on his head against Jamie Foxx. And here's the thing.
Well, they was only Jennifer Aniston. They tried it, and then I think...
because I think a lot of us shut it down quickly of like, yo, that's not what it is. Now, if you want to be literal about this, right? And if you want to say, well, Jamie Foxx was talking about those whose name would not be mentioned on this pod, well, he wasn't, because they did not kill Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx was prosecuted by Rome and stabbed when he was pulled off the Christ by a Roman soldier, right? So they would have to be the Italians.
Shout out to Mike, the religion major.
I'm just saying, if we talk about they who would not be spoken on this pod, they would be the Italians.
My favorite thing is when white people jump out the window on black culture and get corrected as quick as possible. And shout out to everybody that did that. That was hilarious. I mean, I woke up that morning because, for those who don't know, Jamie Foxx is my guy. I love Jamie Foxx. He's my favorite actor out there. I will go to bat for Jamie Foxx. So, and it was really sad to see everything he's been going through.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx get well soon, man.
And shout out to his daughters, his daughter and sister. Yeah. He said, if I didn't have him by my side, I will be dead. And they did a great job. Now I feel weird saying they all the time. But anyway, they did a great job of taking care of him and making sure he was good. And so when I wake up that morning, and the only thing I saw was people just roasting Jennifer Aniston, who I did love her in Horrible Bosses, by the way.
Yeah.
The first one. And it was tough, man.
The constant canceling or attempted canceling of black men, it really, like, I know y'all probably most of black men listen to this podcast, so you don't get tired of me saying big up on us. But the anti-black misandry is it's through the roof, right? Like, the fact that you can say nothing, right, without someone saying, like, oh my God, you're being this or you being that, you being this phobic or that. Like, how about I'm just having a conversation?
Bruh.
How about I'm just having a conversation, and you can have a conversation back if you disagree with me. This era of if I disagree with somebody, you have to be something that I don't like is crazy. I have the most benign comment on like under one of David Goggins' videos. I don't know if most people know who David Goggins is, but I like the brother. I respect him, respect his discipline. And he had this video where he's jumping into a lake with his feet tied and his hands tied behind his back. And he's like, sink like a rock. I'm doing this. It's a poor swimmer. And my comment I made, I was like, I would expect him to be able to do this because he's a SEAL. Like, he's a Navy SEAL. Yeah. So I was like, I would expect my comment was, he's not doing something that I find amazing, understanding that this is what they do, right? Yeah. He just posting it because everybody in the comment was just like, oh, it's so amazing. Dude, that shit has like 50 comments of people disagreeing with me. And I finally posted yesterday. This is proof that no matter what someone says on the internet, people will find a reason to argue.
Yeah. Most time that person will be me. All right, let me play one of my favorite videos on the internet at this moment.
Cheat on him. A lot.
Okay.
A lot? How much money would it take for you to cheat on her?
Nah, there's no money.
There we have it, folks.
Good man.
This is a solid couple. How much is a lot?
He go Bird. He go Bird.
Above 10 grand.
10 grand.
Above 10 grand. I mean, yeah, she could buy you some pretty nice things with that.
No, not for how bad my feelings are gonna be hurt.
Alrighty.
And to be fair, if you smash it for 10 grand, if I got 5 grand cash, you giving it up too. Just to give you a heads up. I hate when people, anyway.
I mean, dude, if my woman came home with 10 grand and was like, yeah, I just got smashed for this, I'm not gonna be in a good mood. I'm not gonna be like, oh, good job, babe. Like, no, I'm gonna be in a very, very foul mood. Like, cause for one, I'm gonna be like, yo, if he had 10, he had 100 for one.
Okay.
If he got 10 grand to smash a strange woman, he got 100. How the hell you didn't get 100? Cause 50 grand, I might be like, no, I'm still gonna be in a bad mood. I am going to be in a terrible mood.
If she gave it up for 50 grand.
Yeah. What? Okay, so what amount of money could your woman get smashed for?
Whoa.
And you'd be like, all right, I get it.
I get it. Her student loans, my credit card debt. How much I owe on my house? Bro, it gotta be like 200. It gotta be like 200 racks. 250. We splitting it?
No, it has to be before splitting. I'm sorry.
Look,
I'm sorry.
It gotta be $250,000. Now, here's the thing. If my girl,
are you staying?
We got a kid, man. I ain't paying for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, I look at it like this. It all depends. It's like your girl crying when her ex, when he dies.
I would not want my girl to smash for free, but
would you be cool if your girl cried on her ex birthday?
I broke up with a girl for that. I told her I can't date a ghost. I can't. Like, for real. Like, after the second time, first time I let it go, next year that shit came around, I was like, yo, I should not be knowing this dude's birthday. No, I can't do this. Why do I know that this dude,
man.
like, nah, like, she
Jada write a letter to Tupac every birthday.
Nah, we'll man, I am not dating a ghost. And $250,000 ain't gonna do it. I am going to be in a super foul mood. Like, I need, like,
I don't want to know who it was. I don't want to know how it was.
No, I don't need to know how, but I didn't know who, because, I got to see you. You got that kind of money, bro? Like, nah, man. No, dude, $2 million and I'm still leaving.
Content over everything.
$2 million and I'm still leaving.
We got to get this pod to go off.
$2 million, I'm still leaving, though.
Yo, if you, but, the joke for me is, dare G to run up on my wife, bro. She gone.
She can't be. So she can't go for free.
Nah, she going for that gift bag when you give out.
She cannot go for free.
This is how I know my wife is going. She told me about Dare Jeter's gift bag.
Oh, so she on the message boards.
Yeah.
No,
she's gone for him,
bruh.
But SZA come up to me.
Dare Jeter smash my wife and she come on with a gift bag, bruh.
Yeah, I gotta fight. We gotta fight. We gotta fight.
It better be it better be gold bars in that gift bag.
Absolutely, bruh.
Hey, nah, I can't do it. Nah, like, yo, $2 million. $2 million, and I still gotta leave. Man.
Bruh,
I can't do it.
If your girl come home with $1 million, you gonna be like, all right, that's cool. Like, all right, cool. You got
if she come home with a meal,
I'm about to drop him
no,
down.
No. If she come home with a meal and she can earn this, I'm gonna be like, yo, so you're an earner now? You're on the track?
Okay, it's $500,000 and the dude is across the country.
I can't do it, man. Like $2 million. I need $2 million. That's the only thing that's gonna make me feel good. Like I gotta be able to buy enough stuff to be like, all right.
How much would your girl let you cheat for?
I think women will let you cheat for like way cheaper than what men let you cheat for. I ain't even gonna lie.
If I had to guess, my wife would let me cheat for it. It all depends on what she look like and how close she is to us. All right? I'm going to just leave it at that. But I think she'll let me go for like $150. Like,
you mean 150,000?
Yeah. Like definitely like I think
I think women would allow their men to cheat for like a lot less.
My wife talk about her forbearance on her student loans about to be up, so she got to start back paying. And I know if somebody was like, "Yo, Gavin is gone right now. Your student loans is at 0."
100. I'd probably say like, like 100 grand. Most if I'm dating a young lady, I would probably say she'd be like, all right, 100 grand. So for one, I kind of like the women I date, kind of like they cool. They're really cool with my behaviors. Let me just put it like that.
Wow.
So
I got a question. All right.
Yes.
Speaking of cheating. All right. So I know somebody, right, who ain't had sex in a minute. Like a minute. When I say a minute, a long ass time.
That's crazy.
And you know, the weirdest part about being in a relationship, whether you're talking, dating, or married, is asking your partner or spouse for sex.
This is true.
Because you feel like the biggest loser saying, yo, you doing that leg tap.
Yeah.
And you like, yo, and it's not tonight. And so.
Or you try to like slide your hand over and they move your hand.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse when you try to initiate sex and your girl move your hand.
And then do the karate chop to the covers behind her.
I get out the bed. I be like, fuck this.
Yeah, so.
I ain't about to lay down next to this shit.
At what point in time is it acceptable? You gonna slide back, but to slide out.
Slide. Oh, how much time need to go by?
Yeah, before you can go out there and start fishing.
All right, okay. So for one, for the guys that are in the cars with their woman listening to this right now.
Skip.
Yeah. But I'm gonna save you with this analogy, right? Let's say that there's a homeless man and he's hungry, right? That homeless man walks into the grocery store, picks up an apple and start eating it, right? Technically he's stealing. But is he wrong?
Yes.
No. He's starving. Is he wrong for picking up that apple and eating it?
No, because
he's starving, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
the alternative is worse.
Yeah, the alternative is worse. So as a man that is sexually starved, right?
Facts.
Is it wrong for him to just grab an apple and bite from it? Now you ask how long. I'm gonna get there.
This boy good.
I'm gonna get there.
Give me a date.
I'm gonna get there. All right. So if you have sex once a month, that is a sexless marriage, right?
Facts.
Now, so most couples I know have like healthy sex lives. I don't really know any couples with, and I don't sit around and talk to my friends about their sex life. To your question,
you've never asked me about sex.
Well, I mean, you just had a baby, so I'm assuming that you got it in prior.
Yeah,
and then when the 6 weeks is up, you got it in. So,
definitely.
All right,
never came so fast in my life.
Yeah. So I think look. So I remember I was talking to a woman and she was like, she had sex like 3 times with her husband the past year. Like he just wasn't interested. So and I was like, I can't really quantify it's cheating at that point.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know, man. I think as a man, like it's only so much rejection you could take, right? Like if she put look, if you dealing with rejection, now I'm not talking about you got erectile dysfunction, which y'all ladies love throwing that shit out there. Men do not have, if you think your man has erectile dysfunction, bring him a 24-year-old home with a flat stomach and perky tits and just verify if he has erectile dysfunction.
Content over everything. I see. I wrote our group chat today. I said, I think Mike about to be on some bullshit. And I think I was right.
But
Come on, man.
I think after 9 months of getting your hand pushed away off your woman,
9 months.
That as a man, I think 9 months. I think as a man, that's when your eyes will start wandering. I'm not saying men should cheat or when they would cheat, but I'm just saying, like, I think I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't expect nobody to not do that in any other scenario. But when it comes to sex, for some reason, we're just like, yo, just stay starved. Stay emotionally starved. I don't expect it. And I don't expect it out of men. I don't expect it out of women. If a man can't get his dick up for goddamn 12 months, you know what I'm saying? There's not a woman on the planet that's going to be like, girl, no, don't do anything. There's not one woman in the world that's going to do that.
Hey, man, I think if you ain't had sex in 3 weeks, you're allowed to go to one of these massage parlors and get jerked off, all right?
That is not what happened at men massage parlors.
Oh, yeah. You're allowed to go. If you need some recommendations, a couple websites.
That is
I
not
will
what
send it to
happened
you.
at men. Men massage parlors are just regular
Bible studies.
Bible studies. I'm telling you.
I'm telling y'all right now, 3 weeks, you allowed to go to one of those. Also, if we being real, man, I think anybody that's waited over 6 months, but you got to go back home, bro.
You got to go back home, but okay,
And hire a professional.
But definitely hire a professional. That is not Instagram and
Yeah.
OnlyFans women.
Yeah,
Like,
they ain't going to talk.
yeah. No,
And get a burner.
I'm not giving out no tips on cheating, man. We do not cheat. Black men do not cheat. We talk about hypotheticals. If it was to occur, what it would look like.
Get a fucking burner.
Is it ever acceptable to cheat, man? Look, this is the thing.
I just told you 6 months.
I do not blame anybody for not looking when you're getting continually rejected. Like,
Yeah.
for real. Now, I think you should have a conversation on that because we talked about, the young lady being sexy, to find out if a man actually has erectile dysfunction. I think the same thing is also true for a woman, right? Like, if she's never in the mood, is it she's never in the mood or she's never in the mood for you because you don't look the same way you used to? I mean,
One of
take them 6 months, get in the gym. Get in the gym, drop 40 pounds, and then walk in the house with that shirt off.
I felt bad because somebody who was a client I was talking to, and he was talking about clearly I'm lying. I can't give away details. I'm tell y'all something. Whenever I got a story, I'm lying. I'm switching details to tell what I'm trying to get to. But I had a client, allegedly. And anyway, he was coming in, he was talking, and he was like, yo, shit wasn't working with him and his girl. And he was in a rough patch. And he was like, yeah, she's out late, blah, blah, blah. And so me and my wife was talking about it. And I go, I would love to know what dude his girl's talking to. And she said, what do you mean? I said, oh, somebody got her attention.
Yeah.
Like, if your girl is giving you that, she pushing you off and y'all not having sex and y'all not seeing each other.
Wait, you tell me that they don't just leave and just be by themselves?
Nah.
They don't do that?
Look, man.
Come on, man, because everything I read on the internet says that when they leave or they're not interested, it's because the man isn't handling what he needs to do, and she's sad, and she's in the shower, and she's crying, and she wishes that you would emotionally be in tune with her.
It's funny. It's funny you making that because I got another story. And I was trying to tell this young lady how her man, she too lazy and her man won't take it to the next step with her. And I felt bad for sis, right? And my favorite thing is we are in 2023. I got a hairball in my mouth, and I feel like that's the Lord's way of telling me to shut up. Laws, bring me that energy drink that's on the table, the Celsius. Thank you. Anyway, trying to get to this. I do feel like we're in a place of men want to provide, but they do not want to take care of chicks anymore. I
do agree with. I think men are losing that ability to, take care of women. And I think that's important. I think as men, we really don't focus on the fact that women do like to be babied and coddled, right? They do like it. They do enjoy it. It does turn them on. And I think we're in this environment. I think you missed the clip today from Coach Greg Adams. I think I got it, though. We need to play it. Men are in this place where they don't want to do those things anymore. And it's like, yo, it's not, I say this all the time, it's not unfair for women to believe that you should be nice to them for them to sleep with you.
Absolutely.
That is not an unfair statement. But the fact that men, we feel like we could be these douches and these assholes and these jerks.
And that chicks like it.
And the thing is, see, right, they like it for like the one, not even the 1% guy, like the 0.5% guy, right? There's one guy that could be a jerk, he can say what he want to say, and women stay at him, right? And men look at it and be like, damn, like, is that the way I need to be to get the baddies? And it's like, no, that's not the way that you need to be. But
let me repeat that. Go ahead, play your video.
And I'm going to give you some data, stats, why 99% of relationships fail, and what you can do about it. Number one, don't get in a relationship. Let's get to this.
Like, that's terrible advice, man. And that,
It is.
And that's that red pill bull. So let me ask you a question. If you don't get in a relationship, because we just talked about cheating, right? But ultimately what we're talking about is intimacy, right? We're being funny. All right. How are you supposed to find that intimacy if you do not get in a relationship? You are literally just going to be transactional with women.
Yeah.
That's it. Because you will have no other way to get snatched.
Absolutely.
There's no other way.
You just gotta be transactional.
You gotta
But
be transactional.
I do believe in this new year, men are cool with providing, but they're not cool with just taking care of chicks. And I try to explain that to this young lady because I'm like, yo, you are too old to have nothing and expect a man to say, yo, I'm willing to let this go on for the rest of your life. Because I believe this for men and women. The way you got her, you got to be cool with her remaining like that.
And keep doing what it took to get her, right? Like,
So
that's not unfair.
So if I meet you, you're not working, you don't have a car, you staying with somebody else, and you go out every Friday, is it unreasonable for, hey, you go the next 5 years and you switch all that, and then one day you come home and be like, yo, I didn't like my job no more, I just quit. Well, when you met me, I was sitting at home and I wasn't. Look, bruh.
Now that throw me off a little bit, but you ain't wrong.
But
you're not wrong.
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
I say that because I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't agree with that. I would be looking at my wife crazy, right? However, we talked about this also on Friday. Men got to do better at vetting women and stop dealing with women that you're not comfortable with.
Yes.
And that's one of those things. I'm going to speed through this last part because I got to get to my baby at the end, man. And I'm going to clean that up. Don't worry, Karina. I'm going to clean that up. Tory Lanez got sentenced to 10 years, and there was a brawl that happened. We missed so much. The internet gave while we was off.
It really did.
And Tory Lanez, if I was you, bro, I will get off of Instagram, Twitter. I will stop writing because all this shit's going to be brung up because you are definitely trying to get an appeal. And you know what? I look at Tory Lanez's situation, getting 10 years for allegedly being in possession of an unregistered firearm and that being discharged unlawfully at somebody. I don't know if that's a lot or not because I really don't follow the stuff. I know we can easily compare to other cases.
I mean, he got sentenced, so we got to say it is what it is. So this isn't pro Tory, pro Meg, anti Tory, anti Meg. Here's the crazy thing about Tory though. This is the crazy thing about that story, and this is not mine. I read it somewhere.
Okay.
If Tory Lanez would have just kept his ass in that pool with Kylie Jenner,
he'll be all right.
None of this shit would have happened.
None of it.
There's a lesson there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Stay with the Kardashians.
There's a lesson there, right? Because him getting out the pool to chase behind a woman that's obviously
intoxicated,
and he's having a toxic relationship with, like, I think this is a lesson for men, right? It's like, yo, if you're in a toxic relationship and the person is, gets intoxicated and she's mad because you with another chick, just stay with the other chick. Like, for real, just stay with the other chick.
Yeah.
At worst case, they would have just broke up.
At worst case.
Now they broke up and he locked up.
And he's locked up. And I love black men coming out and saying, yo, this nigga's Canadian. He don't represent us.
Yeah, he is not African American.
Absolutely. Alabama. This brawl. Wasn't that Alabama?
Yeah, that was Alabama.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was hilarious. That was a good 2 days on the internet.
2 days. I think I laughed for when they start coming out with different angles of the video. Now, my question is, my man who hit the woman with the chair, was he OD?
That was OD. It was OD. It was definitely OD. But I definitely ordered a shirt with a chair on it. I did.
Oh, wow.
I paid $27 for a t-shirt.
What is wrong with you?
I have it for the next show. It was hilarious, man. It's like the most fun I had on the internet for 2 days. But yeah, I mean, fellas, like, can we stop? Like, don't hit the ladies with the chair.
Yeah, because the police was letting them get it off.
Yeah.
Like, all right, y'all got a brawl going. We gonna step to the side. But when he grabbed that chair, what you think the Q Dog's gonna do? Because they had on Q shirts.
I allegedly, I don't know.
What you mean allegedly? We
I
see
don't know.
Omega Sci-Fi shirts.
Not trying to get sued by organization yet.
Oh yeah, we might need y'all. Never mind, that wasn't y'all. Shout out to the young boy who swam. I wouldn't have did it. And if it was my son, me and him have a long conversation.
They all work together though.
They do, but
yeah.
I'm not swimming to the fight.
Hey man, Hey, he wanted to get it off. He wanted to get his exercise in.
Yeah, and I shout out to him. And you know what? It was just a lesson just there, but it was funny, man. It was hilarious, and
I enjoyed it. I look forward to that video popping up on the internet every year.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to it.
Yo, when they called him Aquaman,
that
shit had me crying in the room, bro. All right, hold on. I think we got a video.
I'm out here hustling. I'm out here working.
I hate that. Look, one day we're gonna have a producer for the show.
I'm out here hustling. I'm out here working. And how do I, as a woman, feel like I can respect you when I come home and see you in the same place I left you in? You're in bed. Or you're just around the house chilling. And I don't even see certain things done around the house on a consistent basis. Maybe every once in a while you might decide to clean up, but I still have to pay for maids. Maybe every once in a while you might decide that you want to cook a meal, but at the end of the day, I still have a person that I hire as a house manager to cook meals. I start to resent you.
It's like, what?
Do she got a point?
No, she doesn't.
Oh, I'm on her side, but go ahead.
This is male propaganda. She has money. She has maids. She has cooks. What is it that he's supposed? Obviously, he's a kept man. You cannot complain. Look, as men cannot complain about kept women, women cannot complain about kept men.
Two things. I will give Mike this before I give my opposite of it. Ladies, when y'all going in on us, y'all don't have to throw the sauce on it because it makes your story unbelievable.
Yeah. Hey,
right?
She said she had all that. Like, what is he supposed to do?
Yeah.
The maid does the maid's job. Like, can you imagine being married as a man? You make a ton of money, right? Uh-huh. And you got a maid service, got a chef, you have a driver, and you come home and you're like, yo, why the house isn't clean? What the hell you think that woman gonna look at your ass and say?
So I do like ladies, and I believe she was trying to create a scenario, and she just made it so unbelievable that it don't make sense. Right?
Yes, you're right. You're right.
So, but with that, I am on the side of like, women will start, or people, whoever is the breadwinner, will start resenting someone when I leave the house, you in the same position when I come home. One of my favorite lines is, I don't think my mom ever make it to the end of the podcast. But one of my favorite stories is my mom told me as a child how my dad's mom came to her, right? Yeah. Because when my mom is from Florida, she married my dad. And back in those days, you go where the man is, right?
Yes.
So my mom moves a few states up. She's here. And every day my dad gets up for work. And they're staying with my mom as their new house is getting, they're staying with my grandmother as the new house is getting built. And said, so what happened is my mom is there on the couch every day. And mind y'all, my mama got pregnant like literally the week she got married. I came literally 9 months
allegedly.
To the date. No. If you do the math, I was here 9 months exactly after they got married, right? And so with that, my mom is sitting on the couch. And my grandmother was getting pissed. She's like, I work. Every day I come home. Yeah. And so she tells my dad. So my dad comes to her and he goes, hey, from here on out, when my mom goes to work, you go, I don't care. I will give you enough gas money to drive around Charlotte so that you're not here because it looks lazy. Yeah. And so I get the whole resentment part of like, yo, I am starting to resent
solid.
you.
I mean, so solid point, right? So to your point, sitting around at home doing nothing is going to look lazy, right?
Absolutely.
I was speaking on what she was saying. It was like, because here's the thing. Ladies, house husband me. If you got that kind of lifestyle, yo, let's do it. And let me get my Call of Duty stats back up. So, but in the real world, though, like where things exist, I mean, no man should be just sitting around the house and not doing nothing, right? Like we always talk about, like, yo, men should be providers. And like, yo, if your wife is at home, right? I can't say that she should do nothing, but like, yo, if you're a woman and you're being, your husband works, kids are at school, I do think that there should be some participation in you providing an environment that he's going to be attracted to when he gets home, and vice versa. As a man, if you're home and your woman is working and she's the breadwinner, you should be trying to produce an environment. And we briefly talked about this on Friday. we're not in a society anymore where we want to produce an environment for the person that we're with, right? All of us are looking at like, yo, what kind of environment are you producing for me? As a man, this is why I'm complete opposite of red pill, is I promise you, like, if you become the type of man, you're like, yo, I want to be good at cooking, right? I want to be good at sex. I want to be good at communication. I want to be good at, making sure, my woman knows that she's special. I want to be good at knowing every little thing that she likes, right? That's a lot of freaking work, right?
Absolutely.
What happens is you like, yo, I'm only going to do all this work for a woman that I'm really interested in. And what it does, it creates a disciplined man, because you're like, yo, the moment I get with a woman, I'm doing all these things. Like, yo, if you like your burger with lettuce, pickles, and sauteed onions, right? That means so much to me that I'm not giving every woman that. I can't remember 10 different burgers. I can only remember one burger. And that creates an environment. And if you find a woman that appreciates that, right? Not expects it, right? Yeah. But she's like, damn. I've never had dude that like, yo, everything that I like he knows I like Skittles mixed with M&Ms, right? That is disgusting. I knew a chick that liked that, right? And it's like, if you the type of dude that anytime you at the grocery store, right, like you're grabbing that, you're doing that, you're being that type of man.
That's a nice thing.
It's a nice thing. And we need to get back to where we give a fuck about the person across the table, right? Not what they could do for me, but like, yo, what can I do for her? And then you'll stop giving that to birds.
Absolutely. I had to break up with a bird, man. She went to her ex funeral, man.
not living with a ghost,
bruh.
Not living with a ghost,
that
man.
That bitch dressed up so nice.
Can't
I said,
do it.
We are over after this.
Yeah,
man.
Can't do it, man.
And then she still posts every year. Now that man, she fat though. It's all good. Hold on. Shout out to my favorite person, my favorite podcaster.
Did I?
Hold on, man.
Kids and I get married and like we get a divorce.
Okay.
You getting full custody.
Whoa.
We ain't fighting over that. We ain't got to go back and forth.
Hey,
fuck
Christmas,
you.
mama, please, no. I'll see you on your birthday. Hey, Christmas.
Y'all would not do that to y'all children. Why is it always got to be on us?
It gotta work.
The baby literally live inside of you. You have a special connection to it. He moved on.
They got a better videographer this episode too.
Don't wish that on nobody.
I'm sorry.
I thought you were about to say they got a better one than us.
And they got new mics.
He being deadbeat.
They making money.
Help us. Child support. We're not gonna argue about it. Matter of fact, it's gonna come early.
As soon as Patreon hit, you gonna get your
and I'm gonna send you a little PlayStation. What's the new sneakers you want? You like them, James? I got them for you, baby. Mama loves you.
Make sure you join Patreon right
now. Are they deadbeats?
So that we can
They
support
deadbeats?
I don't know why more women don't do this.
Honestly, I don't know either. What would it look like if women were giving custody to of their children to the men? Like I really think they should. I really think that like more women should just be like, hey, I'm gonna just hand you over to your daddy.
Well, what does the stat say about father only led homes?
That they're better. They're on par with 2-parent homes.
So exactly. So here's the thing. I was
about to say something else, but
I know. I cut you off because I saw it in your eyes. Look, me and Mike are getting to that point where I know when I need to be saved. As I start to choke on the podcast, Mike didn't even try to help me out. By the way, he saw God was like, "Oh, let me stop gabbing" before he double downs on it. And then when Mike says something, he does that look up and he pauses a little bit. I'm like, "Oh, cut his ass off." He's about to say something wild. But yes, single father led homes are close to 2-parent homes, right? And we know the stats for single mother led homes. And we ain't even got to go there. Y'all can look it up on your free time if you want to.
They gonna misread the stats.
Absolutely, but that's how all things go. And then you're gonna realize that the male stats hasn't been updated since the 30s because, well, the people who do research it, y'all buried
I'm putting together the gospel.
Absolutely,
I am putting together the gospel. I gotta print it out so we can have that.
So here's the thing.
Like that.
We do have this continuation of single moms saying they're overworked, they're tired. And they're stressed out. And I'm not here to say because I'm not a woman.
And I think they are. Like real
and
talk.
I believe it.
Dude, real talk. When I drop my son off, man, I am exhausted some Fridays.
Yeah.
Right? And when I go and pick him up, like, there's no conversation sometimes when I go pick my son up. It's just like, hey, you got your stuff?
Bro.
You know, and look, neither one of those things make us bad parents, right?
Facts.
The truth of the matter is it would be better if we were in the same home, right? Because then you can just rotate the kids off. daily. But we're in this environment now where 1 week is mine, 1 week is hers.
Yeah.
And and that's a co-parenting situation of two people that's actually getting along pretty decently.
Yeah.
Like imagine situations where that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So it's funny. Lex to make that joke. I hope this becomes a thing because traditionally, when men have children, especially black men, we're much older.
Yeah.
So if a man has a child at 35, it's a good chance that he's going to be a better parent than if if a woman has a child at 25.
Yeah.
Right. So I know y'all trying to make 25-year-old women gross to men. I know that's a thing that's going on right now, but this is when y'all having babies. So it's like you can't have it both ways. You can't be like, whoa, women can be single moms in their 20s, but men are better fathers in their 30s, and we're trying to say, well, these two things are not connected or correlated, right?
Look, and then also, here's the thing. Two things could be true. A, I don't believe none of those women on that podcast. But I do believe that, if you want to still be outside, you still want to take them trips, you still want to go to the club, you still want to smoke hookah while you get your nails done in the Atlanta nail salons, you want to do all those things, lady, go to your man who's probably older, and if you believe he's mature, say, especially your sons. I'm going to just leave it at that. But go take him to the side and say,
especially
look,
your daughters, especially both kids. It's like,
here's full custody. And like they said, because I just pointed y'all out, I can always tell when a podcast getting money. When I can tell what cameras y'all using. All right? You don't believe me? Lex, tell them that you're using a Sony A7 IV right now. Because I know what cameras they're using, right? And I could tell when the LED lights get a little bit better behind y'all. And I could tell when y'all get the new Godox lights in front of y'all. Some of y'all don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But I could tell when y'all getting money. And yes, we do want you to sign up for Patreon because now I could do whatever. You know what I'm saying? I could tell that. Lex, I also got something I want to say to you, but I do believe that we're going to meet within the next 12 months, and that's going to make my wife uncomfortable because I love you. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That boy does love some Lex, boy.
I do, man.
Lex, every time I see one of your videos, I'm like, let me go sit.
Might be sending me like the ratchet stuff for Lex, and I tell him how much I love him. You know what I'm saying? Because if y'all know what I like, I done told y'all in the past, this is when I should insert the type of woman I like, and Lex picture just be to the side, right? I like the high lip gloss. I like the long nails. I like the long eyelashes. I like the little baby hairs. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm into. Yeah. And I like them a certain shade in a certain weight class. Lex, what's up? But I will calm down because, look, man.
You got to go home.
Absolutely. Keke Palmer was too close to Usher. I understand why bro broke down.
Yeah.
One day, me and Lex going to sit, and I will be on the opposite side of the couch having a conversation. But I'm not a weirdo, so it's all good. What you getting into this weekend? Do Mike have a date? I love asking this question.
No dates for me, man. I'm grinding, bro. I'm on the grind right now, man.
Me and a couple of parents, man, we going to the beach this weekend, so that'll be super fun.
Oh, that's
man.
What's up. No.
Ryan and Ben, you met them.
Okay, yeah.
The pod thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. That was super cool.
Yeah, glad having you guys out, man. Glad for everybody that came out.
Yeah.
Not sure when we're gonna have the next event. We do got to get better at a couple things, but I don't know. I actually got a couple meetings this week trying to generate some sponsorship for the pod.
Please,
so we'll see how everything goes.
We will be taking up offers soon. So I think we should get a Patreon.
We definitely need to take up offers. We could do a Patreon.
Are you gonna tell the truth on there?
I'll leave names out, but I'll tell the truth. I got some good stories.
All right, here go the truth teller right here.
I have some really good stories.
What percentage of relationships did you cheat in?
What percentage of relationships? What age, man? I mean, I'm in my 40s. Because if we talk about anything before 25, all of them. The last one of them. 25 to 35, it's much better. It's much better.
Did you feel bad the first time you cheated? The first time I ever cheated, I think I felt bad until I called your brother.
And where did he get that from? So that kind of tells you. But here's the thing, though. 30 plus, I'm 98% faithful, bro. I really, I do not like to cheat, man.
Because it costs too much.
Dude, it's a lot. It's a lot of emotional labor. But when you're young, when you anything pre 25, if you watching. My bad. Sorry.
I called Ez. I said, "Yo, man." I just
but y'all
cheated.
were cheating too. I don't know why girls be sitting here, women be sitting here yo, dude. Yeah, we need a Patreon. Yeah. We need a Patreon because I've had some of the most nice, sweetest, best, most intelligent, educated women in the world. And like, bro, they are some cheating dogs.
Man, I knew my girl was cheating on me at this time, man. I went through her phone. You know, it's a real bitch move. I understand. It's cool. It's fine. You know, this is all made up, by the way. And yo, man, I went to her phone because I saw her, and her and this dude had a similar outfit on. And I was like, damn, that's weird. And they knew each other, and it was similar, man. I went through this bitch phone, and her and this nigga was coordinating outfits. I said, oh,
they were
dude.
coordinating outfits.
Absolutely, man.
All right, so like,
and I knew it was over.
So in the era that I grew up in, we had smartphones, but you did not have videos.
Yeah.
All right, so in today's era, you have videos on these phones. And for one, I don't even know how you can get on somebody's phone, but sometimes like people are just too lazy and they leave stuff around.
Yeah.
Hey man, do not go through a phone.
Absolutely, do not.
But if you do, don't look for dudes. Go look for her best friend.
Oh, yeah.
And
Girl?
don't even read the messages. Just click on the images.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this was back in the era when everybody passcode was their birthday.
Yeah.
And so yeah, man, I clicked on that shit. I saw the messages, and I just laughed the whole rest of the time I saw her. She was like, "Oh, you're in a good mood." I said, "Yup." And then I went up to A&T. Shout out to North Carolina A&T. I appreciate y'all for all the things.
Hey, I will say in my youth, man, it was nothing like when you trying to get rid of a woman, and then you be like, "Gosh, man, I hope she's doing something." And then like you be like, "Oh, she talking to a dude." Like I don't even need to know she cheat. I'm just about to use that as an excuse. To break up with you.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then when
20s dirtbag moves by guys.
Yeah, being sad when your side piece disappears. That's
like that was the craziest thing in the world. Like side pieces are sometimes more devastatingly sad than losing your girl.
Bruh.
Right, dude, you lose a solid, like, man, because it's like, she's like the one woman you can really be honest with, right?
Absolutely.
She know what's going on with you and your girl.
Yeah, she tell you what's wrong with you and your girl.
Yeah, like she tell you about the relationship.
Absolutely.
She remembers things that you need to remember.
Yo, you know today is your girl's birthday.
Yeah, or you know your girl's mom's birthday. Like, you know, she stalks the page for you so you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, bro, when you lose your side piece, you really lose an important tool.
That was that retrograde shit y'all was trying to
in
do.
the toolbox. It really is.
Yo,
sad.
shout out to all the side pieces, man.
Yeah. So the last 5 minutes will be what a Patreon looks like, because this is probably going to get us messed up.
Absolutely.
On a regular pod.
Plus, my wife is not going to pay for that type of content. She's definitely not. And with that, we gonna holler at y'all next time.
Holla at your boy.